So my name is Lauren Klatzker, and I'm currently serving on the Fullerton Joint Union High School District School Board as board president this year. And I'm so excited to be running for re-election because I feel very passionately about the work that I do as a board member. I am a public educator by trade. I taught special education, and I was a high school counselor, a site administrator, and I currently serve as the coordinator of special ed for a local school district. And I'm also a mom of kids who are in the school district. So this is very personal to me, and I feel very passionately about helping to make our schools the best that they can be for my kids and for all of the kids in Fullerton. So I'm very excited to be doing this work again and really wanting to be reelected so I continue the work that I've started. If I had a magic wand, I'd want more than 2 extra things. So I think there's a couple of things that, besides the reading, writing, math, and all of those core curricular things, I want our kids to be critical thinkers and engaged in our community. So that would be the first thing. And I would want to do that through really working on helping to teach them how to be critical thinkers about information that they encounter, because that really makes them informed citizens. And the more informed they are, the more engaged they're going to be. And that is how our democracy continues. And I really feel like that's one of the key things we do in our public schools is we teach our kids how to be engaged in their community, because that's how we're going to change our worlds. That's how we're going to change our communities for the better, is by having engaged citizens. And that happens in our public school system. The other thing that I would want to do is make sure that they're aware of their resources in their community. A lot of kids need more information about the Fullerton Promise, which gets them 2 years of free education here at Fullerton College upon graduation, and making sure that they have access and knowledge about those resources. So we have an incredibly diverse community, and we need to make sure that all of our students feel safe and supported on campus. And that starts with our board policies and making sure that we have an inclusive community with inclusive education. Part of that is through student voice and making sure that students are able to express the things that are important to them and that they're reflected in their curriculum. The more that students can identify with the things that they're learning and seeing in class, the better their outcomes are going to be. I love that we have so many student-run clubs on campus that address individual student needs, like our BSU and our GSA and all of those other acronyms that hopefully people are familiar with, because that's how students get connected and educate each other to understand who they are and to build community on campus. There isn't anything that we spend money on that I want to stop. Everything that the board has done since I have been a part of it is important and needs to continue. But the things that I want to see get even further funded first are mental health. Our kids are in a mental health crisis. We need to make sure that they have resources available to them on campus and that they're connected to community resources to help when those needs extend outside of the school. So I want to make sure we continue to fund that. An extension of that, a second thing, would be school safety. We need to make sure that our campuses are physically safe. Right now, we fully fund a school resource officer at every single one of our sites. That needs to continue. We just funded the creation of a director of student support and safety. That needs to continue because that person is working collaboratively with our local law enforcement, Fullerton College, Cal State Fullerton, and our other local education providers here in Fullerton to make sure that there is a community of resources available. And the other thing is we need to fully fund our career technical education pathways and work collaboratively with ROP so that our kids who want options outside of going to a college, whether that's community or four-year, have training and can join the workforce when they graduate.
Absolutely. Good third.
Thank you.
So how are we doing on time?
Fine.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you one of our special backup questions.
Oh, I love it.
All right. So considering, how do you support the current open market school choice system that the district has, and what are some of the positive and negative aspects to that policy?
I love our School of Choice program that we have in Fullerton because what it does is allows students and parents to find programs at any of our schools that are of interest to that student and appeal to that student. For example, my own son attends the Fullerton High School Academy of the Arts because he's passionate about performing arts. And that was a good fit for him, although we happen to live in a different school's attendance area. So I think it's a wonderful option. There are some complications to having open enrollment, which is that some schools may get increased enrollment and then staffing needs to change. And so there's other things that we have to address when there's open enrollment and be prepared in order to meet student need. But we have so many options at each of our schools that it just provides student choice and parent voice and choice. And that's a positive thing for meeting our kids' needs.